Iain Armitage joins us now. Iain, it's so great to have you here. Your facial expressions on the show are what make it, right? It's the lines, but also just in between the lines that make it so special.
It's funny, yeah, no, I worked a lot with Mr. Jim Parsons in the first season, and on the very first episode on the pilot, just to kind of get the Sheldon mannerisms and facial expressions down, because they're very specific.
Yeah.
They need to be, on time.
And the timing has to be perfect. All right, so the finale, it's going to be a 2-episode finale. And for a comedy, the lead-in, I don't want to spoil anything for people, it's tragedy. You lose your father, the Cooper family is in grief. How are you going to recover that in just 2 episodes?
That's a great question. I hope we recover it very well. I was really excited and a little scared when we got these scripts for the final 2 episodes, because they're both so well written and just masterful, but it's always a little scary getting a script out well written, because I always feel like I'm not going to be able to act it justice with source material that good. It's really hard to, I know I'm not going to get a look right or a line right, and I always just want to be my best. But I was so impressed by these final 2 scripts.
Well, can I say you nailed it, because I've looked at I'm serious, I looked at the last 2 episodes already, and I'm surprised how deeply affected I am by it. Number one, I didn't see George's death coming. That's just very unusual in sitcom land.
Yeah.
So I didn't see George's death coming, and I didn't realize how attached I was to this family. The writing of the last 2 episodes is so well done, and everybody is so pitch perfect in it. So I wonder how this feels to you, Iain, because I was deeply affected by the loss of this man and how it affected the family.
Yeah, we're like
What did it
parasites.
do
We'll
to
wriggle
you?
into your heart.
It was in a good way.
I would hope so.
Yeah, what was it like for you?
It was harder than I thought it was going to be, but also sort of in a weird way, kind of just nice. It was I thought it was a really wonderful way to say goodbye to these characters. And as sad as some of the scenes were to film, and as hard as some of the scenes were to film, we have such talented actors on our show. And for me, seeing Ms. Zoe Perry, who plays Mary. Every single scene that she was in, she was so, especially some of the really hard scenes that were so emotional, she just carried it completely, like a champ. And you forgot about everyone else in the room and were just focused on her. She's so talented. And
as are you.
Yeah, no.
As are you.
Very talented.
Not like her though.
But speaking of emotion, 7 years is a long time. You've grown up with this show. I think you were 9 when you started, and now walking away.
We have pictures of you when you were 9. I remember when you first started, Iain, on the show.
That was a while ago.
Still has the baby face.
Well, thank you. It's good moisturizer and a lot of makeup.
So you've taped these final episodes. It's now over. You're just waiting for it to come out. Did you take anything from set? What was it like the last day you walked off?
God, 7 years of happy memories and good times with my fake family. I took a little ship in a bottle from the shelf on one side it's on the den, on the other side it's on the living room. And then I took some antique spoons that were like little collector's spoons on set, which I quite liked.
Do you still want to keep acting?
Yeah, what's next for you?
Yeah.
I do. I'm looking forward. That's a good question. I have no idea what's next, and that's kind of the most exciting thing about it. For 7 years, I would film, and then we'd have hiatus for a few months, so we go back to filming, which is all well and good and a wonderful way of doing things, and quite nice to know that I have a job to go back to. But there is something kind of fun. And
you want to change the type of character? Do you want to stretch and flex your acting chops?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not necessarily the kind of person to be like, I don't want to be associated with this character anymore, and I want to reestablish myself. Like, I'm happy to be Sheldon, or to be Iain, or to be whoever else I can be. But I would love to do something different, and I'd love to do an action movie or a drama or just something.
We can see that.
Fun.
Action.
The world is your oyster now.
Thank you. And thanks to Chuck Lorre.
Oh, he's
killer.
The 2-episode series finale of Young Sheldon airs tomorrow night at 8/7 Central on CBS and it streams on Paramount Plus.